the cause of the drama, but like what would happen, right, is like, so like usually like after a couple months into the guild, right, you got like a set dynamic and shit going on, right? And then like new people come in and they're like fucking idiots, but they're like nepotism. It's like the friend of the guild leader or whatever, or their girlfriend or whatever the fuck, you know, like you get the new people in, or they just like pick up like a random fucking kid and they add them to the guild, and like you're trying to like go on as normal, but there's always people in the guild who are already assholes, right? But then like when like the new person comes along, it's like fuck them, dude, you know?
I'm noticing you phrased that interestingly. You said I wasn't always the source of drama, so like you did start drama?
Sometimes.
Why?
Because I was an asshole. Well, like, okay, so we would be doing a dungeon run or whatever, and usually, like, I would join groups that were like beyond like my skill level, right? So I'm in these guilds where everybody's better than me, and I'm like trying to keep up and trying to match their shit, right? And eventually, new person comes along, and they're like the scapegoat, and I can be like, we wiping something, right? And I sometimes would go off in chat a little bit too mean, and then get kicked for being an asshole. And sometimes because like I had issues with authority, so sometimes like guild leader, I'd go off on the guild leader. I feel because this was a reoccurring thing in like every fucking guild I joined, where the guild leader was a useless piece of shit and it was the guild officer doing everything. So I, in my infinite wisdom, would go into chat, and I remember like one time I was in this guild and the guild leader logs in, and just to be a dick, I was like, oh, who are you? Even though I knew he was the guild leader. I knew he was the guild leader. I was like, oh, who are you? He's like, I'm the guild leader. And I was like, oh, really? I thought the guild officer was the guild leader, but I said the guild officer's name instead. and I just kept being mean.
I mean, that's pretty true. I've been playing Call of Dragons for months now, and my moderator does the majority, if not all of the work. I'm just, you know, the figurehead, like the Queen of England, you know? I just sit there and I look pretty.
Exactly. I used to hate that so much. I fucking hated that shit so much.
Back in the day, I would join guilds where, like, I had to have an active tryout. So, like, before they would let you join, they would be like, okay, well, you're already in top 10 of PvP, so we know that you're a good PvP player, but we're gonna have to take you along for, like, these series of dungeons to make sure that you're actually competent and at least can listen to directions. So I was like, okay, I have to do tryouts to get in.
I remember getting into like the more hardcore guilds and shit, and what I would do is I would like just barely hit the minimum requirement, and then I'd coast along like a lazy motherfucker.
Jesus Christ.
I was not a good person. I wanted the glory of being in the top guilds and shit, but I didn't want to actually.
I felt like so fucking accomplished when I would get into top guilds, dude. I'd be like, hell yeah, I made it.
Yeah. Now fuck these guys.
Okay, well, I didn't have that part of the attitude.
Everybody, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Low Effort Clips. That's right, Low Effort Clips, right here on YouTube.com. Yeah, and hit the notification bell. Yeah.